What's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV, and this video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. Yes, people, make sure you download it below. It's free to download all your latest football news, all your latest transfer news, up-to-date news on your football club. Obviously, I follow Manchester United, so I'm going to get all the latest football news on Manchester United, the latest on a managerial situation, up-to-date news, live updates on scores, going from the Premier League all the way to La Liga, all the way to different leagues around the world. So make sure, people, you download it. It's free to download. You can get it on Apple, Google Play. So yeah, people, make sure you check it out. Link in the description below. Download it now. It's free to download. But people, welcome back. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's road to 50k. So if you haven't liked the video and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. But Manchester United are waiting on Pochettino, and if you don't know that, or if you don't see that, for me, I don't know where you are going, because for me, they've interviewed Ten Hag. You know what I mean? It's out there. And Ten Hag wants a job. He clearly wants a job. It's an upgrade on Ajax. Whether we talk about it structurally or not, that's a different situation. But Ten Hag wants a job. But there's something stopping them. You know, they've had 2 and a bit weeks. We've had, nearly 3 weeks off without football. And this football club is fiddling around. It is waiting around for Pochettino. It's as simple as that. It's penny pinching. Whether people say it's only 6 million for Ten Hag and why wouldn't they pay, but it's a principle with these lot. They've been penny pinching for years and years and years, and they're waiting for their man, the man they've always wanted, Pochettino. It's as simple as that. For me, 3 years too late. This is a man who they should have got when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could argue been sacked after Burnley, January 2020, 2-0. Castisals. Or kind of go back to that moment when we were in free fall, when the club was on its knees, when a certain someone saved his job in Bruno Fernandes. But before that, there was strong possibility that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked. And in November of 2020, Man United actually approached Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's another period in which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was under serious pressure. And I remember quite frankly, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won the game against Everton, that was a game that saved his job. When we won, I think it was 4-1 away from home, but it was 3-1. But for me, the more I look at it, Pochettino is a man that, for me, fits the bill, for Man United, not for me, because I want Ten Hag. Everything that, if you want towards success, and I'm not saying Ten Hag will bring everything in terms of success, but in terms of building the fundamentals, in terms of building the right stepping stone for Man United to continue, Ten Hag would be your man. Ten Hag would be the one that could get the youth involved. When you look at it, how many youth players have been involved in the last so many years, or how many have developed into being, the better players in our team? Not many, and if so, some of them have had some situations that we can't talk about on this channel. But for me, like I said to you, I look at Pochettino and I think, is a manager who's waiting to be sacked. Is that something that puts your heart at ease? Every United fan watching this right now, does that put your heart at ease, knowing that a manager that's been waiting to be sacked and United are waiting for him, and United are almost waiting for sloppy seconds? Because that's what it is. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not beat around the bush. Man United are waiting for a manager to be sacked, so that it makes it easier for them to appoint the manager. They don't have to pay any compensation. There's no kind of direct involvement from PSG. There's no interference from PSG. And they can go in there and they can go and get their man. When they've got a manager they've already interviewed right now, they don't really need to go Pochettino. For me, the ideal candidate that they know and they fully well know is Ten Hag. What is it that he's not experienced? What is it that he hasn't managed big players? What is the stumbling block for you not to understand? And a track record is there from Ten Hag for you not to understand that he's the right man forward. I look at Pochettino and I think, for me, what he's done with the budget that he's had at Tottenham, is that why it's the right fit for Man United? Is it the fact that for me, for so many years, he's had to almost bite his tongue and say, you know what, I'll just accept it at Tottenham, you know? Because he has come out with interviews, you know, saying that, you know, he didn't think the aspirations and the ambitions were there to compete when he knew that other managers were getting more money. But again, you know, did he stand his ground enough? I'm not sure. Why didn't he walk away from the job? Ultimately, he was sacked. You know, so for me, there's clear indications that he does bite his tongue and he does kind of put up and shut up. Like he does do that. And this is what I don't really need at this minute. I need a manager with a strong determination. I need a manager with a strong mind. I need a manager who's going to come in and, you know what, for the first time in a long while, stand up to these owners. You know, I haven't got the full belief that Ten Hag would do that, but I look at his demeanour, I look at his manners, the mannerisms, I look at his, you know, approach in press conferences, his stern approach. I look at him straight to the point. I've analysed him and I've seen it and I've been like, you know what? We need that. We need that right now. We need a lot of players being told that you're not good enough. We need a lot of players moving on. We need cutthroat. We need everything to be cutthroat. We need everything to be on point. But like I said to you, are we going to get that under Pochettino? And that's why, for me, it's something waiting to happen. You even look at it to the point where you look at Pochettino. He's on social media. He's got an Instagram account. You know, he's very, very, you know, forward with his ways of interacting with people. You know, all these legends seem to want him. You know, he's very, very approachable on social media. He's very, very approachable in the media. You know, he looks all happy and, you know, and, you know, for me, them kind of things, for me, like I said to you, is what the Glazers and these owners are wanted to. Something's very, very friendly. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they want someone who can work alongside the media. So that when the media asks them questions, he's going to back them all the way. When he asked them this, you know what, I've been getting the full backing. I know what they are. They're good owners. They're this, they're that. I'm not trying to say he's a yes man again, but for me, someone who's going to put up and shut up, and that's as simple as that. And that's why, for me, they're waiting on Pochettino. And Ten Hag, for me, like I said to you, it would be an absolute disaster to dismiss Ten Hag and go for Pochettino. I really, really do, because for me, in them 3 years that we're going to use on Pochettino, and it might be a success, you know what I mean, like I said to you, but the feeling I've got from Pochettino is that he's on a downward trajectory. And it's as simple as that. I look at Ten Hag, he's on an upward trajectory. He's got something that is there at Ajax that can, for me, I can believe in. You know, I look at Pochettino and the way it went down at Tottenham and the way it's going down at PSG, not all his fault, but sometimes when you're part of it, and I look at his kind of almost belief and his, you know, and I look at the fact that he could lose that self-belief. That's worrying for me. It really, really is worrying for me. So that's why I look at Pochettino and I look at Ten Hag, and I think there's a clear, you know, there's a gap in there, and that gap is something that Man United need to get in there and fill that gap. They need to fill that gap quickly and choose a side and choose the right one. Pochettino isn't a bad choice, but he's not the right choice. And that's a simple analogy to build this managerial appointment. But it does make sense. It really, really does make sense. And it's the right fit for Man United. Whether you like it or not, we are a business club. We are a commercial club. You know, and Pochettino fits that bill in that sense. Whereas Ten Hag is looking to kind of go structure. He's not asked about the money. Okay, he needs players to build it, but he wants to do it with the kids. He wants to reform it with the youth. He wants to reform it his way. Alex Ferguson had so much control of the football club to the point where the Glazers didn't like that. And David Gill left, and Alex Ferguson said to himself, you know what, it's not the right environment anymore. And he left as well. But there was probably stuff that was going on behind the scenes that he didn't really like. And the fact that maybe they were pushing him out the door, and maybe they wanted full control. So it's for me, like I said to you, it's very, very worrying times that Man United still haven't got a coach. they still haven't got a manager in place right now when they've had 3 weeks to sort this out. And to what I've been hearing, it's still a few more weeks until they find their new manager. Let me know, people. Am I speaking wrong? Am I not seeing it as clear as you lot are? Let me know in the comments below, because for me, I think this is a clear indication that United are waiting for Pochettino. Please, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Bank Talk will be out tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. And make sure you download the OneFootball app. The link is in the description below. Make sure you check it out, people. Take care. Bye-bye.